So here we are at episode 15 of Quantum Leap. Ben Song for the defence, and here I am with my weekly review for you. So let's find out if this episode takes us anywhere new or doesn't. Get into it. So welcome back to the channel, everyone, and welcome to this here latest review for episode 15 of Quantum Leap, like I've already said. So last week's episode, big episode, a great episode actually, and as you know, we ended with that scene of Martinez being on board the ship and kind of warning Ben Song again. Does that go anywhere in this episode? Let's get it out of the way. No. There's a throwaway line about them attempting to track him down so they know when he'll pop up again, this sort of thing. That's all we get. That's all we get. There's no more to that. This is pretty much a bottle episode and doesn't focus on anything else too much outside the realm of what is going on. Now in this episode, Ben leaps into the body of Ileta Martinez, a public defender in Queens, New York, in the year 1985. And she is there at the beginning defending an individual called Tyler Hamlet, who isn't part of the main narrative, but he does pop back again later on. But it comes to light that she's actually got about 108 case files open of people to defend. But she's actually there to defend an individual who's on trial for murder. His name is Camilo Diaz, an 18-year-old Hispanic boy who, and a young lad who's got caught up in something, and whether he's done it or not, he's pleading his innocence. She's got or he, Ben I should say, in the body of Ileta Ramirez, has got to defend him. Basically, there are a few other characters that pop up throughout the story. There's an assistant district attorney, Barnes, who's possibly corrupt and all this sort of a thing. And as the narrative of the story unravels, we come to find out, obviously, that he is, that he's hiding evidence because he just wants to win. And he's got an assistant who works with him. Her name's Vicky, and she's actually wrapped up in a relationship with Ileta Ramirez. And this is a secret, and if it was come out, their relationship would fall apart, careers would be destroyed, all this sort of stuff going on in the context of this episode. So there's a lot going on. There is a lot going on. Now, Addison, she's pushed into the background in this episode because Bitrate Ming-Na Wen is the character that is now in the hologram chair, for want of a better term, because as a security expert, she's actually been in court for hacking, but she's also got a degree in law. So she's the best one suited to help Ben out, give him advice on his time in the courtroom. This gives us a little bit of a difference, a little bit of a sort of shake-up in the characters and what they're doing and the places they are. So it opens the door for other characters to be the hologram for Ben and this sort of a thing. And through a story, Ben's memory starts coming back. She relates a story to him that Magic once told about a rabbit and a river and a farmer, and Ben, because of this story, starts to remember Magic. So the episode itself is pretty much like that. Now there's a great part in the episode towards the end where a deal is made for this young guy, Camilo Diaz, and if the deal is taken, he takes 4 years in prison. Ben will have the opportunity to leap away there and then. Everything's sort of solved to a satisfactory degree, only he decides not to go with that. He doesn't want this young boy who is innocent to be going down for something he didn't do, even taking a 4-year deal that in the long term everything will work out fine. And it's a 50-50 as to whether you know, that they get through it or they don't, whether he gets away innocent or he gets put down, and Ben decides to stay and take this choice. So that's quite interesting in the context of Quantum Leap. Obviously everything works out for the best, and before we even get to hear what the jury decides, Ben leaps out at the end, and we cut to the team, Magic and his team, and they sort of tell us what happens to these individuals that are involved. There's another character in the story called Stuart Johnson, who's this biker, and he's trying to get his bike out of an impound lot for unpaid parking tickets. He helps out. He helps Aletta Ramirez out. And this sort of thing. So there's all the characters popping up. So it's quite a light episode. I mean, the story itself, the court case, is quite sort of heavy-handed in the sense of it's murder and this sort of a thing. But there's these moments of levity with these other characters popping up and her helping them and helping these other people for the better and this sort of a thing. Yeah, unfortunately for me, the episode didn't really hold my attention. It didn't, even though I can spout all this stuff off to you. It's very easy for me to start looking at my phone and this sort of a thing. So my opinion on this episode is it looked good, but I don't really know if it was or not. That's where I need you to tell me what you thought of it. I don't know. I don't know. Honestly, I'm sort of, I don't know. Anyway, the episode itself left us off with Ben leaping into an individual who's obviously been put into like a mental asylum back in the day, maybe 1950s, 40s, that sort of era. And well, that's all we know really. And there we go. So, yes, your thoughts on this episode, because like I said, I'm unclear on my thoughts on it because I found myself to be very, very distracted during it. So I don't really know. So yeah, help me out here and let me know down below whether you liked it, whether you didn't like it. Did I miss anything big in the narrative or anything said that was quite revealing? And what's happened to Al Calavici's daughter? What's happened with her? She's sort of vanished off the face of the earth at the moment, hasn't she? Yeah, interesting. Anyway, that's me done. So I'll see you on the next one. Take care all and goodbye.